Thing one tonight, there's been a lot of talk about Ivanka Trump and clearance lately, and it's not just about the slash prices on her made in China fashion stuff. No, it's the new report that says that Ivanka got her security clearance as a special gift from Dad. According to CNN, President Trump pressured his then Chief of Staff John Kelly and White House counsel Don McGahn to grant his daughter and senior advisor Ivanka a security clearance against their recommendations after red flags were raised during her background check process. It's the same thing he reportedly did for his son-in-law, Ivanka's husband, Jared Kushner, who Trump says is a good boy, and so he has top secret security clearance. That is just one of the ways that it's weird, really weird to have Trump's family working in the White House. But there are other weirder ways, and that's thing two in 60 seconds. Remember that time when President Obama held a meeting with top business executives and called one of his senior female advisors honey in front of everyone, and he weirdly grabbed her hand and wouldn't let it go, and it was all just a little bit awkward and inappropriate? No, of course not, because that never happened. Because Barack Obama didn't make his daughter, who has zero experience in government, a senior presidential advisor. Donald Trump did that.
We are taking advantage of this incredible moment to ensure America retains its leadership role. And now, Mr. President, I turn the floor over to you.
She's so formal. A special person, and she's worked so hard, as you all know. And I want to thank you, Ivanka, for your devotion to the America workers, our great workers, and nobody has workers like we do. So I just want to thank you, honey, because great job. Really great job.
Okay, I mean, that's weird in 1,000 different ways. He called Ivanka honey, which is not the weirdest part of that whole back and forth. But it is better than what he called Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple.
Tim, you're expanding all over and doing things that I really wanted you to do right from the beginning. I used to say, Tim, you got to start doing it over here, and you really have. I mean, you've really put a big investment in our country. We appreciate it very much, Tim Apple.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.